The art of recognition. 6 phrases that forge unforgettable attraction. What if I told you that a single sentence, just a few words spoken at the right time, could make a woman instantly feel a profound and undeniable pull toward you? Not because of how you look, not because of your job, but because what you said touched something deep inside her, something emotional, something real. What if you could speak in a way that makes her stop, smile, and look at you differently, all without the exhausting effort of trying to impress her or prove anything? The 6 phrases we are going to explore today are not tricks. They are powerful tools. They are based on the deep architecture of psychology, emotion, and how human beings truly connect. When you learn to say them the right way, from a place of genuine observation, they spark something powerful inside her: curiosity, interest, and a deep emotional connection. They flip the usual tired story. Instead of you chasing her, something inside of her begins to move toward you. You see, when you understand how to connect with a woman emotionally, and you speak in a way that reaches that emotional center, you no longer have to chase. She begins to see something rare in you, something worth holding on to. These are the phrases that will stay in her mind long after your conversation has ended. Before we begin, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you are not just helping yourself grow, you are helping this message of authentic connection reach men all over the world who are tired of feeling ignored and unseen for who they truly are. Your support helps us build better lives, including yours. Now, let's get into the words that can touch her heart long before her mind understands why. Phrase 1. You have a unique way about you. I like that. Most men try to get a woman's attention by complimenting her on how she looks. They say things like, "You're really beautiful," or "You look amazing tonight." And while those compliments sound nice, an attractive woman hears them all the time. It's not that women don't like kind words. They do. But these common compliments often feel empty, like they have been said 100 times before. They don't feel personal, and they don't spark any real emotion. But then there is this one simple, observant line. You have a unique way about you. I like that. In that moment, everything can change. This phrase is powerful because it doesn't just give her attention, it gives her recognition. And that is what so many women truly want, not just to be seen, but to be understood. It is a soft and mysterious sentence. It makes her stop and think, what does he mean? What part of me stood out to him? Was it the way she laughed? Was it the way she told a story? Or the passion in her voice when she spoke about something she loves? This is where her mind begins to work, trying to figure out what you saw in her that was different. And that is where the real emotional connection begins. Not through showing off, but through curiosity and mystery. Consider the great artists of history, like the sculptor Auguste Rodin. Rodin did not just sculpt beautiful bodies. He was obsessed with capturing the unique spirit, the unique way of each of his subjects. When he sculpted his famous work, The Thinker, he wasn't just creating a statue of a muscular man. He was trying to capture the very essence of deep, internal thought. People were, and still are, mesmerized by it because it feels like he sculpted a soul, not just a body. When you use this phrase, you are acting like a verbal artist. You are telling her you see the soul, not just the sculpture. How to deliver this line correctly? This is not a line to be used just to sound interesting. It must be used when a real moment happens, when she opens up about something personal, or laughs in a way that is completely her own, or tells a story that reveals who she truly is. In that moment, you must pause. Let the space between you be quiet for just a second. Look at her with a calm, steady energy. Then, slowly, and with simple sincerity, you say the words, "You have a unique way about you. I like that." Your tone is everything. Say it like you have just noticed something rare and precious. Do not say it too fast. Do not explain it too much. The power of this line is in how quiet and natural it feels. You are not trying to charm her. You are simply seeing her, and that is rare. Here is the truth. Most women feel emotionally unseen. People notice how they look, but very few take the time to notice how they think, how they laugh, or what lights up their eyes when they speak. This line works because you are saying, "I notice something special in you that others don't." When she feels seen in that way, she will want to open up more. She will want to show you more of who she is. And over time, she will begin to connect that powerful feeling of being seen with you. That emotional bond will be stronger than any pickup line or hollow compliment. So yes, use this phrase, but only when it feels real. Say it with the calm confidence of a man who pays attention to what truly matters. That moment will stay with her, and so will you. Phrase 2. I like women who know what they want. This is one of the most underestimated phrases a man can possibly say. On the surface, it sounds like a simple compliment, but at its core, it is something far more powerful. It is a quiet challenge. It is a declaration of a standard. It is a filter. Most men, especially when they are attracted to a woman, instinctively fall into an approval-seeking mode. They say things they think she wants to hear. They agree too quickly. They smile too much. They try too hard to impress her. And without them realizing it, this shifts the entire energy of the interaction. She becomes the prize, and he becomes the one chasing, auditioning, and proving himself. This energy is predictable, and eventually, it becomes boring. But when you can look a woman in the eye, with a calm, composed, and confident energy, and say, "I like women who know what they want," everything changes. You are no longer seeking her validation. You are not trying to win her over. You are stating a preference, a standard. And this subtly shifts the entire frame of the conversation. It moves from, "Am I good enough for her?" to, "Is she what I am looking for?" It's a small pivot with a huge impact, because now, a part of her mind begins to qualify herself to you. She starts wondering, do I seem confident to him? Am I meeting his standard? This internal questioning is exactly what builds attraction on a much deeper level. Women deeply admire men who have clarity. Clarity of mind, clarity of purpose, and clarity in their values. When you say you like a woman who knows what she wants, you are revealing that you are attracted to clarity, which reflects the clarity you have in yourself. That makes you seem strong, rooted, and reliable. Think of the Stoic emperor, Marcus Aurelius. He was the most powerful man in the world, surrounded by people who wanted his approval. But in his private writings, he constantly stressed the importance of his own ruling reason, his inner clarity. He valued clear judgment above all else. A man who values clarity in others is a man who has cultivated it in himself. When to use this phrase? The timing of this phrase matters. It is best used in moments when she is showing some level of decisiveness or leadership. Perhaps she orders boldly at a restaurant, or confidently shares her opinion, or tells you what she is looking for in her life. That is when you drop this line. You look her in the eye, nod slightly, and say it with quiet admiration. Then you pause. Let it sit in the air. You are not saying it for her approval. You are simply expressing what you value. It is also incredibly effective when she asks you what type of woman you're into. Most men fumble and give vague, forgettable answers. But if you calmly respond with, "I like women who know what they want," you communicate strength and you spark a challenge. She will now measure herself against your standard. And here is the most crucial part. Once you say it, your actions must align with it. If she is indecisive, insecure, or flaky, you do not chase her. If you chase someone who does not meet the standard you set out loud, your words lose all their power. But if you stay grounded, calm, and consistent, she will feel the difference. She will sense that you are not just talking, you are living that standard. That is when the magic happens. She will start to invest more in the conversation. She will begin to want to be seen by you as the kind of woman who knows what she wants. And that is not manipulation. It is magnetism. Phrase 3. That's what I like most about you. This might sound like a small phrase, but when it is delivered in the right moment, with the right energy, it becomes incredibly powerful. It is not just a compliment, it is something more. It makes a woman feel seen, truly seen. And for most women, that kind of deep emotional recognition is exceptionally rare. Here is the truth. Most of the compliments women hear are about their exterior. You look beautiful. I like your dress. Your smile is amazing. These are nice things to hear, but they fade quickly because almost every man says the same thing. It is easy to notice what is on the surface, but this line, "That's what I like most about you," goes deeper. It shows that you have been paying attention to something real, something beneath the surface, a quality of her character that most men completely miss. Imagine she is talking about her life, not just what she does, but why she does it. Perhaps her eyes light up when she talks about helping people. Or maybe she speaks with a quiet, unshakable strength about something she is passionate about. That is the moment. You slow down. You hold her eye contact. You speak calmly and clearly. That's what I like most about you. And then, you must specify what that is. The way you care so much. It's rare. It's real. And then, you stop talking. Let the silence do the rest of the work. That pause is everything. Because now, you are not just complimenting her looks. You are recognizing who she is. And when a woman feels understood, not just liked, she opens up. She relaxes. She becomes more real with you. And that creates a powerful, unforgettable connection. This is not a phrase to be overused. You must say it only when it is real, when she shows you her real self, when she is being kind without needing attention, or when she shares a vulnerable story, or when she speaks with quiet confidence. That is your moment. You must say it like you mean it, not as a performance, but as a truth you have just discovered. When you do that, the emotional effect is real. She feels a powerful pull toward you. Because you didn't just look at her, you saw her. You showed her that what makes her truly valuable in your eyes is something deep within her, the spirit behind her words. And that is something most men never do. When you say this phrase, you are not only complimenting her, you are also shaping how she sees herself in that moment. You are shining a light on the best parts of her character. And that is the kind of moment that stays in her heart, making her think about you long after the conversation has ended. Phrase 4. You make things feel easy to talk about. This phrase may sound soft, but do not let that fool you. It is incredibly powerful, because it taps into one of the deepest emotional needs that most women have. The need to feel emotionally safe and free. The need to express themselves without being judged, rushed, or misunderstood. Women, just like men, carry a lot of emotional weight, expectations, pressures, and past wounds. And in most conversations, especially with men who are trying to impress them, they often feel they have to filter themselves or play a role. But when you look her in the eye and say with sincere appreciation, you make things feel easy to talk about. You are doing something most men never do. You are validating not just what she is saying, but the very atmosphere she creates. You are complimenting how she makes you feel. Relaxed, present, and open. And that flips the script. Instead of her working to earn your attention, you are showing that you value the very energy she brings into the room. You are respecting her presence, not just her looks or her words. This phrase isn't just about comfort, it's about connection. When you feel someone is easy to talk to, it means your own defensive walls are coming down. And when you share that with her, you are not being weak. You are being real. And authenticity is deeply attractive. The best time to say this phrase is when she has opened up, when the conversation is flowing effortlessly, when you genuinely feel that you can be yourself around her. You don't say it with a smirk. You say it with a calm, honest tone, as if it is a quiet realization you just had. And when you do, something special happens. She feels safe. She feels valued. She feels seen. Not for how she looks or what she does, but for the peaceful energy she brings into the moment. And that feeling will stick with her. She will replay that sentence in her mind, asking herself, why does it feel so good to talk to him? Why do I feel more like myself when I'm with him? That is an emotional imprint. That is how you become unforgettable. This is not a pickup line. It is a reflection of your own emotional awareness. It shows you are the kind of man who connects, not just talks. When she sees that you are not trying to impress, but are instead present, curious, and grounded, she will start to open up even more. She will begin to trust you more. And when a woman trusts you emotionally, attraction flows naturally. Phrase 5. There's something about the way you think that I really respect. This phrase hits on one of the most underrated and powerful forms of attraction: intellectual and emotional respect. Most men do not go here. They focus on appearance, energy, or personality, but the mind, that is rarely touched, and yet it is the part that many women, especially those who are thoughtful and self-aware, most want to feel appreciated for. This phrase tells her something powerful. It tells her you are not just hearing her words, you are listening to her thoughts. You are engaging with her mind and you admire it. When you say this, you are doing 3 key things at once. 1, you show depth. You are proving that you are not just attracted to how she looks or acts. You are tuned in to how she sees the world. 2, you trigger curiosity. She will immediately start to wonder, what part of my thinking did he mean? What did I say that made him feel that? That mental loop will keep you in her head. 3, you position yourself as a high-value man. You are not seeking shallow validation. You are giving meaningful recognition. That is rare, and it makes her feel that you are rare, too. This phrase works best in a moment where she is being thoughtful or expressing a nuanced opinion. Maybe she shares an idea about life, love, or purpose, with a clarity that catches your attention. That is when you lock eyes with a calm presence and say, there's something about the way you think that I really respect. Then you let it hang in the air. Do not over-explain. Let the mystery do the work. You didn't just compliment her intelligence. You complimented the very style of her mind. This makes her feel uniquely understood. And high-value women remember the men who make them feel that way. She will begin to see you not as someone who is trying to win her over, but as someone who is already worthy of her respect. And that changes the entire game. Use this phrase after she shares something personal, like a story from her past, or a worldview she holds. If she is thoughtful and real, even if you disagree with her, that is your cue. Say it slowly, and say it only when you mean it. She may not show it right away, but inside, she will feel deeply acknowledged. And that feeling is what makes her come back to the conversation with you, again and again. Phrase 6. You don't have to try so hard with me. I like the real you. This final phrase may be the most disarming one of all. Not because it flatters, but because it frees. In a world where so many women feel the constant pressure to look perfect, sound perfect, and be endlessly impressive, this phrase gives them permission to finally exhale. And that deep, emotional exhale is the space where real connection lives. Most men, without realizing it, make women feel like they are being constantly evaluated. But when you say with a calm, accepting energy, you don't have to try so hard with me. I like the real you. You break that entire pattern. You are offering her emotional safety, and that is magnetic. This works so powerfully because you are telling her that her unfiltered self is enough, maybe even more attractive than the polished version she thinks she has to present. And that is something very few women hear from a man they are interested in. Perhaps she is laughing extra loud, or talking a little fast, trying to keep the vibe going. Or maybe she shows a flash of insecurity. That is when you lean in with your calm energy and say it. Say it with softness, as a gentle truth. You will see her body language change almost instantly. She will slow down. Her smile will become more genuine. The wall she was holding up will start to come down. This phrase signals something incredibly rare. You are not here to be entertained. You are here to connect. You don't need a polished performance. You are drawn to the parts of her that feel unfiltered. The messy laugh, the passionate rants, the offbeat stories. When she believes that you see value in her real self, she will begin to show you more of it. This builds a level of trust that no pickup line could ever achieve. But you must only say this when the moment is honest. Say it when you actually feel like you are seeing through the mask a little. When it is sincere, and your energy matches your words, she will remember that moment forever. Because very few people ever say, "You're enough, just as you are." This is how attraction becomes effortless. She is no longer trying to win your attention. She is just being herself, and feeling like that is finally wonderfully enough.